What's that? What are you saying?
I'm all right, man. You good?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. I'm here, bro. You look like you're in a proper setup, bro.
Oh, this is the studio, isn't it? I'm blessed, but I've got the studio, so yeah, I can set everything up from here, and I'm good to go.
1 second.
Is that the phone or the laptop?
No, I'm using my laptop, and I got my soup. I got my soup in my hand as well, bro.
You know why I'm asking, bro?
I know.
The people needed that fridge tour. They wanted
that fridge tour, yeah? There's not much in my fridge, to be honest with you. No, there's not much in my fridge right now, to be honest with you.
I feel like what's in the fridge? What's in the fridge is the new drip. It's the new necklace. It's the new designer shoes.
You need to go and do that with some roadman. It will be interesting to see what some roadman's fridge looks like.
Yeah.
Because boy, you know, there's a lot of jeans happening, a lot of t-shirts and that happening, but the interior in the house is an absolute shambles, bro. It's a disgrace.
Yeah.
Enough people, listen, yeah, a lot of people have just got their priorities super wrong. Like, super. Obviously, it's good to treat yourself, innit? Like, and you want to go out and you want to present yourself in a certain way, yeah? But to spend all your, like, if you got a yard, to spend all your money on that, but the interior of your house is shit, that is like, nah, man. No. That tells me a lot about you.
What's going on anyway? Gaming, yeah? I swear, when we spoke, like, no, you know what? It kind of even been last week we spoke. It must have been longer than that, because your beard was definitely grown.
Bruv, look at my beard, bro. Bro, it's actually mental. I can't even, like, I'm in unknown territory right now. I've never had my beard like this ever before in my life.
Mate, you know
I've never had, like, huh?
I have, yeah, and I'm ashamed to say it. There was a stage, I look back, I was interviewing a few key people as well, and when I look back at the pictures and videos of me interviewing the people at the time, I'm like, what was I doing? Why did I let it get like that?
Yeah, you had a super, your beard is not as long as I've seen it before in the past.
I know, but what was my excuse then? My excuse now is the barber's is closed. I didn't have an excuse then. I'm glad to see it, because I've chatted with some people. They wouldn't admit it, but they definitely snuck out and been to the barbers.
Yeah. I ain't done that. I ain't gone to the bar. Underneath here is a mess. Can't even lie.
Caps.
I still don't get twisted. I still got a full set of hair in that, but like, I'm in like the shit stage. So like, I think after about another month and a half, the hair that I would have on my head would start, because I can start doing more things with it or whatever. I can make it look a vibe. But right now, it just looks a mess.
I remember that stage, but obviously I've got long hair in it. But the sides, I usually keep the sides proper trimmed, and I just let the top, it just grows however long it is. But now, like, put it this way, snapbacks are making a comeback this year, definitely.
I was just saying to someone just the other day, like, I get hats sent to me a lot, and I used to always tell people, if you're gonna send me something, don't really send me hats, because I don't really wear hats. Like, it's not really my thing.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, I get a trim quite often, But bro, these hats have never come in handy so much in my life, because I kept all the hats that I liked, like all the hats that I liked, I kept them. I gave away the other hats I didn't like, but I just had them in like a nice little storage place, like just have them there and just like little decoration, innit? But now they've come in handy. It's hats every day now.
Since I found a hairstyle that I liked, I haven't been wearing caps, but now, they're back.
You found the hairstyle you like. This is interesting.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like, have you like not like before?
Bro, my whole life, I have hated my hair. I've got like a mad hairline in it, and I don't mean like mad in the sense that when you say like a rapper's got a mad hairline and it's all the way back here and messed, do you know what I mean? Like, I have what's called a cow's lick. So is that a term? Do you know? Is that a term? Yeah, that's what I was told it was called. It might be called something different actually, but
that's funny, because that's like reminiscent. Well, that's like synonymous almost to like what they call a fat pom pom.
Camel toe. That's a
yeah. I wonder if there's a correlation between the two.
Probably not. I hope not. Anyway, I'm just telling the world I've got a cow's lick on my head. But yeah, so I've got basically when my hairline grows, this part of the hair just flicks up. So when I had short hair through school, you know, like, did you ever go to school, secondary school, like year 9, when it was the times where everyone would like gel their hair and then just brush it forward so you got like a fringe like this? I don't know, it might have just been a white people thing because obviously like my black friends, their secondary school pictures look completely different to mine. But I couldn't brush my hair forward, so my fringe would always flick up there. No matter what, it was never level, always go up. So yeah, I hated my hair because of that. I mean, so I went through a phase like probably my early 20s where it was just bar-led, like completely shaved. No beard, completely shaved, bro. I looked like an egg. And then, yeah, probably like 2 years ago, I think, started growing my hair out. And then it's just as it is now.
Yeah, now it is how it is.
And now it's a mess.
What are you saying now?
I'm all right, bro. I'm wearing sportswear to try and not feel as fat as I actually am now.
Oh, it's a madness.
If I wear the clothes, on a daily, if I wear the clothes that I wear to the gym, then naturally I won't get fat. That's the theory anyway.
Yeah, I hear that. I've been banging out the exercises and that, but then I just had a week and a half where I ain't done shit, man. I ain't done no exercises, no nothing.
Yeah, mine's
press up. I've like set myself a thing where every day I do 100 press ups. Whether I do exercises or not, every day I'll do 100 press ups.
What, in one go? Or you just throughout the day?
No, I'll do it at one time, but I can't do 100 in one set. But I can do like 70, 75. I can do 75 at one time, and then I'll just break. And then, do you know what though? I think I could do 100 in one time if there was someone next to me. It's like when you have someone there, say you're training with someone, yeah, you always tend to like, there's that extra bit of, maybe it's in your mind, innit? It's that thing in your mind, and it's that competitive nature and a bit of extra testosterone.
Yeah.
When there's someone next to you in it, you just want to just like bang out more.
Yeah.
So I reckon I could probably do 100, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like, see, when I train in the gym, if I'm training just by myself, even like if the gym's empty, I don't train as hard as if there's someone else in the gym. I'm a bit childish in the gym, bro. If I'm in the gym, yeah, and I see someone doing the same muscle group as me, we have a competition. They don't know we're having a competition.
Yeah, they don't know. Yeah, I know.
Like, they'll be sat down, whatever they've got on the rack, I'm putting on mine. And then whatever they're doing, I'm doing one more than them.
You know, it's funny.
Childish, bro.
So in the gym, yeah, say like, back in the day, I'll go to the gym now. Say there was a girl, say I was jogging, yeah?
Yeah.
And the girl came on the treadmill next to me, and she started jogging as well. I ain't coming off.
Turning it up.
I'm not coming off. like I have to be going for a reasonable amount of time before I come off that thing. Yeah. Because, you know what I mean? I don't know, like, it's just the thing within my head where I'm like, I'm just not gonna be looking like I'm just dim.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna run a little bit more, innit? I'm gonna run a little bit more just to make it be known that I'm working.
Yeah.
It's such a stupid mindset to have here, but like, it's worked out because that type of mindset had me looking quite good at one point.
Yeah, no, I'm exactly the same, bro. Again, if I'm in the gym training, if a girl walks in, it automatically just makes you work harder, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is. There's maybe some like primal instinct, some like primal testosterone, like have to prove I'm the strongest in the room type thing. Yeah, I don't know. But there's always that.
See with the muscle heads and that, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
If I go to a gym where there's muscle heads or there's just bare muscle heads in the gym that day that I'm there, like I make it like that doesn't intimidate me in this. If I'm gonna go and pick up a weight that they might be using, I will pick that weight up. Like, you're not gonna walk around with like muscles on your neck and that and just think that everything just evolves around you.
Yeah.
I walk around in the little me will walk around in the gym like I've got muscles on my neck. Yeah. And pick up that weight and use that weight, whether you might be using it or not. Because I'm not going to just have you around, just walking around, feeling like just because you got, you know what I mean, big muscles on the back and that you're just going to just use everything. Yeah. Nah.
All right, so there's two types of gyms. Which one is yours? There's two types, I reckon, yeah? There's the type where, like, if someone stood near a machine, you go up and you're like, oh, excuse me, are you using that? And then no, and you go ahead. Or there's the type you just go up and just use it. Or just take the weight. Which one is yours?
Mine's a bit of both. Mine's a bit of both, to be honest with you. I think, like, sometimes when you get them muscle meatheads, yeah, psychologically, some people just stay away from them because, you know, they and they're doing all of that, and you think, oh, you know what, I'm not going to go over, like, you know what, I will leave them to have all of the benches, they can have all of the weights, and they can have, because right now, it's all about them, and they need,
I just got to for a bit.
I paid my membership as well, yeah? I might not be as loud as you, and I might not be as big as you, but you know what? I want to bench press today too. How about that? Yeah. So I'm going to bench press as well.
Yeah. You know
I'm going to bicep curl. How about that one?
When I was younger, yeah, I felt, I used to be intimidated by the muscle heads. Not going to lie. When I was like 18, 19, 20, going to the gym there, because I was never the biggest guy, I used to be intimidated. But you know what changed my mindset? Boxing. Being able to box, because the first time I boxed, bruv, the guy they put me in with looked like he belonged in a library. And in my head, I judged him proper. I was like, really? Like, this is the guy you put me at. 30 seconds later, I was nearly dead. Absolutely rinsed me. And then through boxing, obviously I've been boxing for a while, so I learned to box. And then there was one specific time, I remember outside of the boxing club, like in real life, I got into it with a guy who was definitely a meathead, like fully on steroids, the lot. Yeah. And I remember how slow he was. And from there, I thought, like, there's nothing, like, he's big and he looks horrible, but he can't fight. And from then, I've never, ever been intimidated by big muscle head people like that. Like,
I've seen stuff like that before. But also, imagine what it must be like for women sometimes when you go to a gym. And there's just like bare meatheads, just forget the meatheads. This is bare man. There's bare man in one section, and now it's, you know, it's a little bit awkward because, you know, you want to go and use that section, but you just know you can just feel eyes on you and that. And I've always been really conscious of that. Like, I've always been conscious of the fact that, like, if I'm in a section, especially if there's like bare man and that, and a girl comes and she's doing her thing, I will purposely not look. Mm-hmm. I will go like out of my way to not look because I just don't want to be an extra person who is, you know what I mean? Yeah, I just don't want to be the extra eye. Already, it must be burning your soul that, you know, especially if, like, you know, certain gal go to the gym, obviously they're wearing their gym stuff and like their body is really showing, innit? And some men just don't know how to work next to a girl who's got her, you know, like a nice big bum or, you know, like a nice figure or breast, whatever. They have to stand there and stare at them. And I just think, like, that would really piss me off. It's weird. So I'm not going to be a part of that. I'm not going to be a part of that problem.
It's weird behavior, bro, because it's not like that sort of behavior is not really accepted anywhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
well, what do you mean?
I don't know. Is it? I'm trying to think, like, if you was in the supermarket. No, I guess it kind of people do.
Nah, man. We do that all over the place. It's worse at carnival.
I was trying to throw out some examples, and everything I thought of, like, nah, actually, yeah, they do it everywhere. The beach, the pool, the supermarket.
Everywhere. In every country. Everywhere and every country. They can't even get away from it. Do you know what, yeah? I remember years ago, I was in Harlesden, yeah? And, like, I'm walking down the street and I could feel you know when you can feel something happening and you don't know what's going on, but you can feel something happening. Like, I'm feeling an atmosphere, yeah? People are coming out of the shop and there's like a big atmosphere and people are just talking or whatever, yeah? When I've looked, like, because I'm looking, I'm thinking, what's happening? Like, what's going on? Bro, no word of a lie. This is exactly what I'm thinking. Like, what is going on? Like, what's happening? Anyway, when I've looked behind me, yeah, I saw a girl. She had her headphones in, but she was absolutely out of this world. I can't even lie.
Right.
Like, it was summertime. The figure was just like, oh, it was, bruv, it was, I ain't even gonna lie to you, it was mental.
Yeah.
But people could not help but to show how mental it was. Man was coming out of the shop, people sticking their head out, like, it was, and I thought to myself, yeah, she's got her headphones in, and obviously, I think she's trying to ignore it, yeah. But imagine being that. Like, imagine everywhere you go, you walk down the street and that is happening. Do you know how jarring that must be?
There's certain people that love that, innit? They love going to the club and all eyes on them. They love that but all the time must be draining.
It's crazy, bruv. I've seen that happen with like guys as well. I remember I did the Trey Songz tour with Angel, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And bro, that was such a big eye-opener for me in terms of that. Because women were like essentially breaking into the venue, trying to hide, yeah, to get a glimpse of Trey. And then like, you know, the women in the crowd were absolute, like, to me, it was like, right now, in this moment, Trey could sex 98% of the women in here right now. Yeah. Like, and the other two would think about it, but they may not do it because it's like, you know what, there's just too much on the line, and I just don't know if I could really do it. But like, we were going absolutely crazy, and we went to a party afterwards, yeah? And then like, as we've gone to the party, there's like a group of girls, like, and then like, at first it's like, cool, yeah, all right, yeah, we're here, innit? Not me, but he's here, innit? Yeah, whatever. Yeah. And then like, he's chilling in like the little VIP bit, but they're still, So he's got up here to go over and like, you know, hug them, do the sweet boy thing, whatever, yeah? And they're still, and then in the end, he was like, stop. Yeah. Like, stop. I'm here. Yeah. Chill. Like, chill. You know what I mean? Just chill. I'm here. Let's have a hug, innit? Like, relax. And it's almost the same type of thing. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that constant, it's like, oh, mate, like, fucking hell. Nuts.
Imagine what it's like. Obviously, Trey Songz is way up there, but imagine what it's like for superstars like Drake. I feel like Trey Songz could walk through London and not get mobbed. There might be a few people that are like, Trey Songz. Like, if he was just not surrounded by security, no big deal. If he was just on his ones or just with another person walking, he could. There's no way. Drake could never. Like, no. Beyonce could never. Rihanna. Obviously, like, there was pictures last year, innit? Rihanna, where was she? Winter Wonderland, I think. And she was like, hoodied up. Like, I think, did she have something covering her face, maybe? I can't remember. Imagine what it's like for them, bruv. Like,
bruv, it's crazy, bruv. But you know what it is as well, yeah? It's mad because I can see how being in, like, experiencing stuff like that could make you have strong, wild, and generic opinions on people. So, for example, I could understand how, see, like that girl that I was telling you about, yeah, the one from Halsden, I could see why she might generically say, yeah, that men are just trash. I can fuck anyone. Like, no matter what, like, they're in a relationship, no matter what the circumstances are, if I'm on a holiday, I'll say to a man, listen, yeah, can we go down the alleyway and I want you to fuck me? Man are doing it. Like, they're just doing everyone. So then you would think, you know what, like, but then I could also see, like, how someone like Drake would be like, or even Trey at that point in his height of his career, where it's like, you know what, I'm smashing all of these women so easy. And like, I'm smashing man's gal on a regular. I don't even have to chat to them. I don't even have to say nothing. All I got to do is get my done to tell you that I like you. And that's it. And then I got you and it's on. And then, so I could understand how a man would be like, I can't, how can I be in a proper relationship when I know what I feel humans are capable of?
Yeah. Mad.
It's a tricky one.
Proper.
It's a tricky one still.
Yeah. And also the thing is as well, like, I feel like in those circles, how can you trust new people also? Do you know what I mean? Like, not just like everyone's trash basically, like you can smash anyone. But then another thing is like, once you get to like that level, are you ever going to make like normal friends again?
Nah, your friends are like...
They've got to be in that upper tier, innit? But then...
Now, they've either the people that you've like, you know, the couple of people that you've really grown with.
Yeah.
And then maybe like, you obviously meet, I don't know, it's mad. Like, I'm sure that you meet, it's funny because I was actually watching, like, talking about Drake, yeah. I was listening to his album. He's got a song called Losses on the album, yeah. And you know, I'm a bars person. I like Drake when he's rapping. I like, when rappers are rapping, I like it when they may not have to say something all of the time, because obviously I like the fuckery as well. I like when someone's just gonna just that shit and whatever. But if you're giving me a body of work, sometimes I want to hear how you really feel about something, or I want to hear about the brethren that snaked you, or you know, your dad did you a wrong, or a cousin violated you, or you liked a type of girl and so, you know what I'm saying, or you lost the money on something, or like tell me something in it, yeah. And Drake does that very well. Like he does the balance between having the you know, all these pop songs and doing all that type of stuff and dancing and shit, but also telling you like how he feels about things and what's kind of going on in his life, yeah. So I was listening to Losses, and he's clearly talking about like a friend that was super close to him, like super close to him, yeah. And like that person's him selling him down the river. And I've followed Drake from the beginning of his career, and like there was a part of me that got into investigative mode, because I was thinking like for him to address that, for him to put that on an album, yeah, and to say the things that he said, this person was very close to him, like must have been very close to him. And I always remember Drake used to roll around with, before I used to see him with Chubbs, to be honest with you, I used to always see him with a ginger-looking brother called O'Brien, who used to rap. I don't know if you know that, yeah?
Yeah, they did, what was the track they did together? Was it Still Fly or...
I'll see if I can find it.
I'll race you there. Let me race you and see if I can find it too.
Yeah,
right. They did Scheming Up.
Yeah, and that one there.
Which one? Sorry,
what was that? That was called Scheming Up, yeah?
Scheming
Up. Was.
Did you hear it?
O'Brien.
I played it, yeah.
With P. Rain.
P. Rain, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, anyway, there was him, and then there was another guy, yeah, that he used to roll with, which was another white guy with like brown hair, and I'd never seen that guy again. And they used to be together all of the time. Obviously, I'm not saying this is the guy, but like, those two used to be his super duper brethren, yeah. Now you don't really see, you only see like maybe the ginger brother, but you always see him with Chubbs. You always see him with Chubbs, and it's like, you know, it must be hot. Like, it would be interesting to hear him actually speak about his changing of friendship groups, like, and how his success has changed his friendship groups, and how he's like sort of organically moved into that surrounding of people that he's got around him now, because he's an absolute superstar. And if you've got somebody around you, yeah, that you can't trust, which is a person who could be the closest to you, that could be detrimental to your whole business.
Bro, it could be devastating to the entire thing. Like,
the whole
just
thing.
That one loose link could ruin everything, innit?
Everything. And think about that. See, like when you ruin everything, think about the implications of ruining everything. So you're not just ruining that person's career, you're ruining the manager's money, the tour manager's money, the families. Do you get what I'm saying? Road manager, all of the other.
security team, because someone like Drake hasn't just got a one guy, they will have a full team around them. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And even that, yeah, sometimes by putting somebody, by making the wrong misstep, yeah, or even by selling somebody down the river, can have big implications to someone's life. You could now be putting the security's life under threat. Yes, that they've been paid to do that, but at minimum risk, innit? Yeah. You know, you go and tell someone where you're at, next minute now, boom, someone comes, shoots the security, tries to run into your room. Yeah. They might not get in, but they've shot the security and killed him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, oh man, like there's so many different layers to having that type of success, and then how that sort of changes your mindset when you're dealing with people.
Yeah, but that's what I mean about finding new friends at that level. Because unless they're, I'm just going to throw names out. Say you're Drake, yeah, and you meet Jay-Z, you know you're going to be on a level. You know, like, Jay-Z's not going to snake Drake in any kind of like that sort of way. Do you know what I mean? But like, if he just meets me, and I'm way down here compared to where he is, he's not going to be able to trust that I want to be friends with him. For him, what do I want out of it? Does that make sense? Like, it must be so... Yeah,
I think that might be a bit of context as well, though, because you say Jay, and that's a good example, but then you say Kanye, and you look at Kanye and his height, you feel like, could I be brethren with this guy? Because he might have an emotional breakdown and then start spilling mad beans. He said, I don't know if you ever saw that clip here, where he was talking on the phone to Tyler Swift, yeah? And it was being filmed. And I think the reason why it was being filmed is just like for him to cover his own back. Right. That was when he made that song about wishing that he had sex with her and whatnot, yeah? And like, he asked her if it was okay if he could say that and whatever. But in that conversation, he started talking about, because Kanye just can't help himself. He just started talking about something like, oh, you know, and even Drake, man, you know, he's just been out here fucking all my friends, all my girls' friends and stuff like that. And it's like, yo, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, just be easy with that. Like, you're Kanye West, and you've just said on camera that I'm out here fucking all of Kim's friends. Like, I might be working on a relationship with a woman that I really like right now, and
which he might have, because obviously it came out that he had a little boy in it. So no one knows what his situation with that woman might have been like. They might have been really trying to make something work.
And remember, Drake said have you listened to the album? He said
what, the new one.
Yeah.
No, not all the way through. No.
He said, "My baby mum was a fluke, but I love her for who she is." And it's like, you can't really say that about the mother of your child. But you know what? Because I know, a lot of people would be like, that is a rage thing to say about the mother of your child, yeah. But I hear it a little bit. Yeah, I hear it. You get what I'm saying? I've been out here smashing bare gal. Yeah. I might have been using a condom with every girl in it. Yeah, I might have just been doing that just to be safe. Yeah. But I'm just doing my thing. The one day this condom busts, and now you've hit the jackpot. What, Drake's kid? Me? Nah, you know what? I respect you. You're a fluke, but I respect you still. Yeah. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
Nah. Has the way you've listened to music, or like been consuming or even thinking about new music, has that changed since you've been in isolation?
I mean, if anything, I've listened to a lot more older stuff. Really?
Yeah. A lot of people saying that.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot more older stuff. I've still been listening to a lot of music, but not so much. Like in my everyday life, I listen to a lot of new music and just try and see what's going on out there and whatever. But now that I'm in isolation, I've been going and just listening back to some old stuff, and I've been every Sunday religiously. I do this nearly like every other or every few days anyway. But like every Sunday religiously anyway. I wake up, I freshen up, I sit down, and I just start playing some tunes. I literally just like sit down and I'm just, I'm not mixing, I'm just playing just tunes and just nodding my head and just relaxing and that. that to me feels like it's like my meditation.
Yeah, that's sick. You know, one thing I've missed out for the longest time, I had this conversation a little while ago with somebody, that since DJing became like the full-time career for me and got super busy, and then with the radio presenting and stuff that came along with it at the time, there was a time when I stopped listening to music for enjoyment. Does that make sense? Like, I enjoy the music I hear and I enjoy the music I play, but there was never a time where I'd be like, bro, I've got a huge vinyl collection. And for years, I've never just thought, oh, you know what? I really want to hear that album. Pulled it out of the shelf, put it on the turntable, and just listened to hear it again. Hasn't happened for me for ages, but I've started in this time now, knowing that I'm not going to the club tonight. I don't have to find all this new music and find the latest club bangers and see what's trending and then like, I'm just calm. So yeah, I'm spending exactly. Same as you, like finding older tunes. I think it's going to affect the clubs when we do get back, because I've seen a lot of DJs doing the same. And I think when we do get back to the clubs, it's going to almost give it like a completely fresh palette, but with older tunes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because things are moving so fast, bro. Like, there could be a club banger this week, and by next week, everyone's bored of it. It's played out.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I think people will have their quarantine tunes, though.
Yeah, definitely.
You get what I'm saying? And like, I'd probably say my new quarantine tune at the moment is Manny Norte's song.
4 a.m.
Yeah, 4 a.m. I love that tune, man. It's a song that just feels good. You wake up, the sun's out, and you play it, and it just feels good.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, you're right though. It's going to be really interesting to see what it's like. But I will say this, yeah. See, like when concerts come back again, there's going to be a different level of euphoria.
Yeah, like definitely.
Yeah, you know, like you see your favorite artist, and there's already excitement. You know, the lights come down. You know what I mean? And then there's a silhouette of them, and then everyone starts going crazy. Listen, do you know what? It's gonna go back to like that. This is my hot take. Yeah, it's actually gonna go back to that like Michael Jackson type hysteria when they go to a show and see their favorite artist. That's what I think. Like that type of, oh my, not fainting and collapsing or crying. Yeah. But just that, oh my, like
some people might cry, depending on the artist, bro. Some people might cry. There's some Beyonce fans out there in tears when she touches the stage.
Yeah, you know what though, and that's plausible because in this time, like people are losing people and shit like that, and like or going through super hard times, yeah. And regardless of anything, when you're going through stuff, whether it be like really good, like the best times of your life or the worst times of your life, there's always music associated to it. Do you get me? So like, you know, someone's going through some tough times, yeah, and then they listen to like a particular song, yeah, like it can easily take you there. And I think there's a lot of people that's going through that. So
yeah, man, most definitely. Do you think with the concerts? Because the thing is, I've got this like huge hope and dream that after all of this, people will realize the value of things. You know what I mean? It's not just about social media. Like, obviously, social media is a huge thing right now because everyone's locked indoors. So a lot of people are locked into like IG Live or Twitter timeline is how a lot of people are communicating. What I really, really hope, I don't know if it's going to happen, is that concerts and stuff, it's not going to be 5,000 phones in the air when the artist comes out. I hope people are able to just appreciate it with their eyes. Does that make sense? Rather than film the whole concert for Snap.
I don't think that's going to change. Only because I think that like people will appreciate concerts and for a while anyway. I don't know how long it will last for, but when it starts, I know that people will be like appreciate being in those moments more, and probably like there'll probably be people that will make even more of an effort to try if they got the money or whatever, to try and go to more things for a period, you know, and not miss out stuff because they think it's okay, which is cool. It is okay to miss out stuff, But you know, like sometimes you're just like, oh, you know what, fuck it, I just can't bother, whatever. There'll be people that'll be like, nah, I'm on it, I'm going out, like I'm gonna go and do that. I don't know, as I said, I don't know how long that will last for, but I think that like that's more what people are thinking about as opposed to the like being in the moment. I don't think anyone's really actually deep in and looking beneath the surface of what being in the moment means. I think just most people are just thinking, I just want to be there. I just want to be, when things happen, I just want to be there. The being in the moment, unpacking that is beneath the surface. It's like, you have to have, those are like big conversations to be had. And then if more people talk about it, then more people will understand it and more people might not do that. But no one's really talking about that so much. I think from a DJ perspective though, I think there might be a bit of a DJ cleanse. I was talking to Snips about it yesterday, actually. And, you know, in the beginning, like when we was in this, everyone wanted to DJ online or just play music online and stuff like that, And now anyway, I'm starting to see less of the people that say that they love music and DJing and whatever actually doing that, because it's not a genuine interest to them. It's more of a fun, cool thing that is like, that people see as cool and fun, and like, it's like, oh yeah, do you know what? I'll be a DJ. I'll just learn how to beat match and I'll just go out there and like, you know, I could get a brand to just pay me X amount of money and I could just stand there and do this. Or I'm a woman and, you know, they just book me just because I'm a girl or whatever it may be, But when you're stuck at home and when you're chilling, a lot of the time, your genuine interests start to come out after a while. Because if you love music and you love DJing, like you're at home, you will just be at home occasionally just listening to music or, you know, playing music or doing whatever because it's a genuine interest. Whereas if it's not, then you don't really do that. So I think, the longer that this goes on for, the more that there could actually be a cleanse of some people just like jumping onto the other thing. You get what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I'm jumping onto the other thing that's cool now and not really, and forgetting about that. And if that is the case, I'm not mad at that. Yeah. If you're going to jump onto the next thing because that's the cool thing and like that's what everyone's doing now, and you leave this alone, then I'm all right with that. I'm all right with it. Yeah, get out of our game and go and play somewhere else. Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, exactly. It won't cleanse it 100%. It won't cleanse it 100%. It might only cleanse it like 10%. But
on the flip side of that, for example, I've done one live stream. I did two. I did a Zoom. We had a Zoom party because obviously I've got the studio, so I've got everything I need. And wifey just came here. We had Zoom. I had a couple cameras set up so we could flip between the camera angles and that. And we just got a bunch of friends in the Zoom. It was a little private thing, and we just all got lit and I got drunk and just played tunes basically. And then I did a test. I actually did a test live stream to make sure that it all worked going out through YouTube if I wanted to do something. But I haven't really streamed. I've not streamed. I've done a little bit of I've done mixes and stuff, but yeah, not really streams.
Even, bro, I haven't been online, and I ain't been online and done nothing like that.
Yeah. No, I noticed that about you, actually. I did notice, like...
I haven't been online and done any of that. But I'm still, like, if you had a camera in my bedroom, music is still... If you had a camera in my bedroom, you would know I'm a music man.
Yeah, it's getting played.
You understand what I'm saying? Because it's my genuine interest. I don't have to do it in front of everyone for it to be a genuine interest. It's just a genuine interest. So like, it's still like, let's just say, for example, if they turn around and said that there's never going to be a club again, and there's never going to be there's never going to be a festival again, there's no outlet for anyone to ever play music again, I will still be in my house playing music. Because I love it, bro. I love it. It just so happens to be that I got a job from it and can do certain things or whatever it is, but I just love it. So I'll still always like, I might not do it every day, I might not do it every week, but it will still play a part within my life. But you would soon see if that did happen, if there was an announcement, yeah, where that happened, you would see like 90% of people that are DJs are just not DJs anymore. Because it's like, why am I doing it then?
100%.
Like, why, innit?
The other thing I think that there might be a cleanse off the back of this. This is something that I really hope doesn't happen. But I just got this horrible feeling that a lot of the clubs are going to turn around and be like, oh, you remember our budget from last year? Well, what we were paying you, we haven't made any money this year, so we're only paying half for DJs now.
Oh, yeah, Like,
I feel I'm nervous that this might be the case.
The money in the game could be fucked. The money in the game could definitely be fucked.
It could be. It could be.
Yeah.
And like I for one, that's where a majority of my income comes from. Luckily, not all of it, but a majority, the biggest part, comes from doing the clubs. That's where, and I know there are guys out there that all of their money comes from the clubs. So that's them. I don't know what they'd do.
Yeah, the money in the game, because that's like, I think that's just like with everything, isn't it? Like houses, all kinds of shit. Like is
everything might dip, and then I feel like eventually it would.
Yeah, so I think maybe it's just, you know, I guess it's like a speculate to accumulate kind of vibe, innit? It's like it may go back, but then to go forward again. Do you know what I mean? So
what might happen is there might be a surge of DJs doing events. Do you know what I mean?
True.
Putting on their own stuff, thinking, okay, well, if I can't make the paper from the club directly, give me the night, and I'll get your night busy, so you're making money and I'll make your money. I feel like that's probably the most likely route where. The next
it was going to be interesting. Still, it'll be interesting to see like how the clubs and shows and stuff like that, like how that survives, and just like the journey of. Do you know what that will make for a good documentary? I tell you, man. Yeah. When you look at like for example. Think about, all right, let me go further back, actually. Let's go back to, like, days of So Solid, for example, yeah? Touring, like, as UK artists wasn't so much of a thing. It was, like, shows, club PAs, those type of things, yeah? Like, as opposed to, like, super, like, concerts and shit like that. You had Dizzy that, like... You know, going into the grind. By the way, I'm not saying any of these guys started anything. I'm just giving you a basic
the disclaimer.
Yeah, I'm just giving a basic timeline of certain things happening in that. Yeah, you got like remember, Dizzy went and did shows for, I think it was Justin Timberlake. He talks about which was kind of the start of where he had a change in making music, because he was like, right, I'm going out and I'm performing, stop that, start that, and people are looking at me like I'm crazy. And then that's when like Bonkers and all of these things started to come, and he was like, that really worked. But anyway, irrespective of that, you know, there's shows, you know what I mean, little tours, but like you're not really we ain't particularly hearing about them as much, yeah. And then festivals, we weren't really a part of the festival scene as much. When you look at Wireless Festival, yeah, and you look at their lineups from when they started to how it is now, it's drastically different. It was all bands back then. And that shit was just all bands, and then you might have a One Roots maneuver or something like that. That was a part of it. Dizzy was like one of the few as well that kind of got that, but was probably on one of the small stages or whatever. But anyway, you know, some years later now, the scene starts to develop a lot more and it gets bigger. There's artists from all over the country now that are starting to make names for themselves. There's artists now that are starting to tour, you know what I mean, doing some shows in Thing or whatever. And then like, for example, like Brixton Academy was like, that was like the biggest, like I remember when Tiny did it. Tiny did Brixton Academy, yeah, and it was like raw, like 5,000 people, yeah. Like
that was like Wembley Stadium for our scene then.
It
was almost unfathomable that an artist from our scene could do that. Do you know what I mean?
No one was really doing it. Like, Americans were coming here and doing it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, 50 Cent could come there and do that light. And like other artists could come there and do that light, but you weren't really seeing that as much. And then now you fast forward some more now, and then and then around that time as well, now you start seeing like more artists being included in festival shows and shit like that. You start seeing Wretch involved in it. You start seeing Chip involved in it. A bunch of other people involved in the festival shows and doing concerts or whatever. N-Dubs had obviously were doing tours, and they were way ahead, when it comes to that. But then, it gets to a point now where it's like, what, Brixton Academy? I'll do 3 of those.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Like, Dave, quickly, I'll just do what? Brixton Academy? I'll announce one. What, that sold out one day? I'll announce another one. That sold out again in one day. I'll do another one then. Yeah, that sells out again in one day. Yeah, but you know what? Should we do a 4th? Nah, I tell you what, we'll leave it because we want to. And then you got like D-Block Europe. What? Like, quick, what? How, what? Thing, 10,000. It's Alexandra Palace.
Yeah.
Actually, before that, Skepta was one of the first to do that. He did Alexandra Palace. Now, that bus has opened the door. Captain Conan does it. You know what I mean? Then what? D-Block Europe comes and says, yeah, do you know what? I'll have one of those. No, actually, I'll have 2 of those. 20,000 people. Look how big that, like, 20 whole thousand people on top of the fact that they've gone and done big venues all across the country and all across Europe. And now you're getting Stormzy and other artists doing America, but Stormzy's now doing like the places that, did you like his list of the places that
when you saw his world tour flyer, I was looking at how do countries even know about him? Like, mad.
He's doing like China, Japan, and that. Like, do you get what I'm saying? All over America, Africa. Yeah, that's another thing that's been added to the tour list now. A lot of people are going to like African countries and like doing shows and stuff like that there. And then, bam, it all stops.
Yeah,
that's it. It's done. Like, there's nothing. No shows. No one can't do anything. We have to stay in our house. It's like, and then now, once the thing lifts, it's like it will be interesting to see how it sort of like, because it can't just with what's been happening, it can't just be all right, cool, yeah, it's stopped now. Everyone can go outside, and you know what, you can do a 10,000 capacity thing. You like football.
There's still going to be this whole social distance.
75,000 people can just go to old. That's not happening. No. So it has to do this now. So it will be interesting to see what that looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be weird. I read something today that was like a preliminary, like a guideline of how they might lift the lockdown. And it was saying August 10th, they're going to allow pubs and clubs to reopen, but with a limited capacity and only if social distancing can be upheld. And I'm thinking, like, how's that even possible in a club? And what are the bouncers going to do? Are the bouncers going to be going around like, sorry guys, you're too close together? Or is there going to be squares on the floor like they've done in the supermarket?
That's what I was about to say.
Like, everyone's just dancing in their own squares. Like, how's that going to work?
You put like wooden squares in. Maybe you might have to bolt them into the ground. Yeah. And once you get into the club, you step into that, and that's actually. It would take too long, but maybe like, I don't know, find a way, go to the bar, and you have to just buy whatever you buy at that point is just you. Yeah. Like that's it. And then you stand in your square and you just vibe. Or maybe you might have to do that.
It's going to be weird. How are you going to catch a wine? How are you going to catch a wine in the club? Like,
that's not.
It's just a virtual.
Are you even going to chat to because you might see a girl or a girl might see a guy that she likes, that's like, so how can you communicate?
What if there's no empty squares between her and the guy and she can't walk around like, there's going to be,
you know what, in some weird way,
blocking going on as well, isn't it? If you're out with guys and you see a girl, you don't want anyone to check, make sure all your guys have got squares so you guys can turn into a game.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta like move chess pieces and shit to get to someone. But maybe, I don't know, it's like that might make it fun. You know, look at like the silent disco, for example.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah, when you are at a silent disco, even though there's loads of people around you, essentially you're kind of on your own.
By yourself, yeah.
You get me? Like you're listening to the music and that you can see people, but like you're singing to, like when you walk into a place where there's a silent disco and you don't have your headphones on, but you're just watching people. There's no music, yeah, and you can just hear people just singing, and they're just like.
But it's the feet as well. You hear the clump, clump, clump of the feet on the floor, bro. It's funny.
Yeah. But essentially, you're kind of on your own. Yeah. So, you know, maybe I know it's not the same. But there feels like there could be like some type of small comparison between the two and making it work somehow.
Mosh pit. Imagine a mosh pit at a festival, bro. Everyone's just in their own squares, just jumping up and down. One business type, which I reckon is going to come out of this, and it's a proper old school business. It's like an old school thing, but I reckon this might make a return. And variations of this might be brought in to do other things. And I'll explain what I mean. Drive-in cinemas. Do you remember, like, back in the day, like in old American films, they'd like pull up to the drive-in cinemas and the film would just be there and all the cars are parked up. Bruv, I think that might become a thing. And even to a point where like concerts could be done that way. You can keep your social distance.
I've seen videos on social media recently, like with like people sharing like I don't know, it looked like a concert. I think who posted it? I think it was like Skibadee. I was following Skibadee, who's a jungle MC on Twitter. And like he must have posted a clip of like it was just bare cars and vans and that, but there was a big stage. Yeah. And like obviously there was jungle music playing, but I don't think that was what was actually being played though. I think someone just muted that and then got audio just dubbed it over, and put it over or whatever. But it was like essentially a massive park with a big stage and just bare cars and then someone thing. And I was thinking, right, where did that come from? But yeah, that could be a thing still. Do you know what though? The drive-in cinema thing is good, but people would probably just more want to just stay in their yard. Actually, no. If you don't even have your own yard and you've met someone that you like, then maybe it could be cool to just sit in the car and just vibe. You know what I mean?
Maybe a better dating option as well, isn't it? Because if you're in the car, it's just your own little booth in the cinema. You're just in the car. Yeah, and you can talk as loud as you want when the film's on. Like, it's actually, now I'm thinking of it, it's actually a better option than real cinemas. Just without this corona stuff.
The only thing I don't like about it is I don't like the idea of a like a windshield screen in between the screen. Yeah. You get me?
Yeah, watching it through a glass screen in front of you.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. They're gonna have to try and figure some shit out. How to work it. But mate, I don't know, man. It's the most interesting time that I've ever experienced in my life, bro. Seriously. It is the most interesting time I've ever experienced in my life. We are never, ever, 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 ever going to forget this shit. A day in life.
I hope you're right, bruv. So, I hope you're right, because once this is over, I don't want to do this again.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it again. No. I actually don't. After this, I don't want to do this again, boy. No. But, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if it did happen again, to be honest with you.
Have you been keeping up with the clashes, the 10v10 clashes?
So, not all of them, but some of them.
See the Wiz and Vibes Cartel one? Right. Yeah. This is an example. Another example of this, is the Shots Fired link-up documentary getting taken down. Yeah. I feel like because that was taken down, and because of the Vibes Cartel WizKid thing, because the selection apparently wasn't up to scratch, and so people were throwing their toys out the pram, that he wasn't playing the right cartel tunes. I feel like these two things trended and became more popular because of the negativity around them. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like if Shots Fired wasn't taken down and it was just there, it wouldn't have got as much attention and it wouldn't have got as much views. Does that make sense? And same way the Wiz and Cartel clash, I feel like not as many, more people were locking in because people were saying, oh, well, the selection's dead, da, 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 da. So more people are like, well, let me hear it. Da, da, da. Like, has this always been a thing, in your opinion? Or is this something that social media has just made people feel this way? I've been putting content out for a long time, right? And I've had some incredible conversations with some great people. And it's never like, some of them have done brilliant things, but there's others that haven't reached where I thought they should have done. But I thought if I said something outlandish in that interview, or if I'd gone for that moment, then boom, it would have blown up.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, obviously, controversy and sex sells, innit? And it draws attention. It draws attention to, like, because when people start talking about it, then everyone wants to know why. We're all sheep. Well, a lot of people are sheeps, yeah? I don't say this in a bad way, because it could be a super positive, but, you know, if you can get people's attention by doing something outlandish or whatever, then people talk about it, more people talk about it, then more people want to know what's going on, and then more people trying to find out exactly what's going on, and then they want to be a part of it, and then they want to see it, and then they want to antagonize it, and then all of that stuff. So yeah, I think that it's like elements of it is a nature. I don't know, actually. I know that it's been around for a long time. I know that it's like before social media. I do think that social media adds to it because everyone's got a voice now. Yeah. And now because everyone's got a voice, it makes situations bigger than what they even need to be a lot of the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have an argument with someone, you know, I think sometimes I see this and I think that this is a terrible, and I'm going to take it to a deep place here. But sometimes, like, I'll use Snips, for example, yeah? Snips had some things to say about one of the clashes or whatever, and which then he ended up having a debate with, like, some kid or whatever. And then in this debate, after now, it turned out with him, this whole conversation about him not liking black people and him not liking and having an issue with black people and his blocking black people. Now loads of people are thinking, look, this bald-head white guy is racist, and it's like, and now more people who don't even know him are like, who's this guy? This guy, he's racist, and it's like, it like social media makes something way bigger than it needs to be. What I would say though is, yeah, like, I think the link up thing and the clash thing are very different in the sense that, like, with the link up thing, one of the reasons why that was such a big deal is because everyone, obviously it came to surface that Chip didn't want it. Yeah. He didn't want it up, yeah. So, like, that made it like, oh, Chip's like disgruntled. Why is he disgruntled? Nah, that's a big thing within itself. And then, then there's that.
What doesn't he want us to see? Oh, okay, I'll watch it and see what it is he doesn't want
exactly.
To see.
Now I want to see what he doesn't want us to see. With the clash, yeah, in actual reality, like, that would have got a big, because their traction was becoming quite big anyway, because they had certain artists and that talking about it or whatever. That would have been big regardless, purely because with the traction that they had, yeah, and that they were gathering, the two artists that they picked were two artists that is very close to a lot of people. Do you get me? Yeah. Like, Vibes Cartel means a lot to a lot of people. And WizKid, the same. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, then it becomes, indirectly, it becomes a Nigeria versus Jamaica or Caribbean thing. And there's always been that from when I was young, where, like, the like an African country versus a Jamaican or whatever. So then that was obviously as big as it was. And then it ended up being even more bigger because the DJ wasn't, like, from a lot of people's minds, wasn't really doing what he was supposed to do. But that in itself now, when everyone talks about it, then more people want to know, okay, I want to log in tomorrow and I'm going to be, they're logging in already with the mindset of being upset that the DJ is not going to do what I want him to do. Even though they haven't even heard it yet. So it's like now, Chris Brown versus Usher. Like, they won't say this because it's not even a conscious thought. It's a subconscious thought. It's a, yeah, I'm logging in. This thing, like, their conscious thought is, oh, really? What's this? I want to log in and I want to, like, see what this is about. That's their conscious thought. I'm going to log in and check it out. Their subconscious thought is, oh, there's a clash. And it's Usher versus thing. I'm going to listen because I love Chris Brown, and if he doesn't play this song, I'm going to go on social media right now and I'm going to do this. You understand? That's basically.
Yeah. That's the mad thing now, isn't it? It's like people can't just listen. They have to give their opinion on it, whether it's to 5 followers or 5,000 followers or 50,000 followers. They have to make it known. This is what I'm doing, and this is my opinion on it.
Well, like, I'll go one step further, or just to add to it. I think some people have an issue with, like, accepting and knowing what fight to fight.
Yeah.
So sometimes, right, the best way to explain it is that, like, I've got a friend, super opinionated, all the time, has opinions on every single thing, and I agree with a lot of them sometimes, but my friend will talk, and sometimes my friend will say some things, I don't agree with it, but I don't fight it, because it doesn't need it. It doesn't need it. I accept that that's how you are, and that's your opinion on something, and that's fine. I just don't agree with it, but that's fine. We don't need to have an argument about it. Like, a DJ might play in a clash. He might play 10 songs, and you know what? I may not have played any of them songs, but, you know, I accept it. It's not that serious. Like, it's not that deep. It's not a oh my God, I can't fucking believe it. It's not that.
Bruv, I thought your tweet summed it up perfectly, bruv, because I saw you tweet about it and I thought, you know what, if I was going to tweet about it, I'd probably have said the same thing. They just wanted to have a clash. They just wanted to have fun, and they invited everyone to watch.
We are the guests.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how much people are actually doing this in their WhatsApp groups? People are on their WhatsApp groups having their own clashes and their own music debates and whatever, and they are coming up with their own conclusions that they want to come up with, and that is fine. What they've done is now, they've invited us as guests to just watch and listen. Now, as guests, people are wanting to run in the house and be super over-animated and passionate about what this person should do in their house. It's not that deep. Them not are just having a bit of fun that they want us to just watch and listen to. Like, it doesn't have to be that deep. When people are on there, like, going ham at the girl and, like, just mad at the, like, when I was listening to the Clash, the Vibes Cartel and Wizkid one. And after a while, the DJ just sounded deflated. He was pissed.
He must have been watching the timeline, innit? And there's people.
And he shouldn't have done that.
He should have just stayed off it and just done his thing.
Exactly. Because essentially, when it is your house and other people are the guests, essentially the guests are outside watching. You don't need to look outside the window and have a look to see like whatever the atmosphere is. Fuck them. It doesn't matter. I'm doing this with you. And that's in some senses, I don't want this to sound rude, but in some senses, that's kind of how I deal with my podcast. Like, I love the fact that, you know, so when we talk about stuff, sometimes it sparks a debate, and people like talk about stuff or whatever it is, yeah. And I love that. And I like the fact that people communicate or whatever. But you know what? I'm just chatting to my brethren, and you're going to listen. You can listen if you want. You don't have to. I'm just chatting to my brethren. I said what I said. Nothing else matters. I'm not going to be in there looking and seeing what everyone's like, the genuine. Like yesterday, I went on my socials and I noticed that something must have happened. I think Wiley must have posted something that I said out of context. And when I logged into my Instagram, all I'm seeing is my name's tagged in bear shit and there's some type of outrage going on. But I don't need to see it. Yeah, I said what I said. I said, like, that doesn't even matter. I was chatting to my brethren. If you want to be super animated and passionate about that, be my guest. Yeah. But you're going to have to do that over here, because I'm not necessarily going to open my door for you to come in my house and be like, oh my fucking God.
And furthermore, trying to make you almost apologize for having your own opinion also.
But listen.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
It's not happening unless someone that I proper respect, who has my telephone number, rings me and says, Chucks, you know what? I think you was a bit wrong on this one or whatever. That we discuss it, and you know what? I'll come back and I might apologize or whatnot. But even with that being said, I've just kind of been on that vibe of I'm sitting and I'm having a conversation with my brethren and we're discussing certain things, and unless, I have conversations with you, we talk about stuff or whatever, I'm done with picking up the phone to rappers and all of this lot being super over emotional and mad angry about, because bearing in mind, not to say that I do this, because trust me, if I'm lying, I'm dying. Make the lightning strike me down now, I don't do this for that. I don't do this for that. But see, when I'm being super complimentary, I don't even get I don't get a retweet. And I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't get a retweet. I don't get an acknowledge. I don't get a text. I don't get nothing. And that is fine. Yeah. So when it is this way, I don't want anyone sourcing my number to try for me to have a 3-hour conversation about what? Unless you are saying to me, you know what, Chucks, I want to come on a podcast to talk a bit more on what you talked about. There's nothing to discuss.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. But that's what I mean.
I'm in my house.
Yeah, that's what I mean about people picking up on the negative side, though, because there's hella times where, I've said things and bigged up artists and whatnot in interviews. Then there's occasional times where an artist has misconstrued something I've said, and that's when they've got in contact.
Yes, they've sourced the number.
What did you mean when you said that this? Or even there's been an extreme where an artist that I was very, very cool with fully cut me off, fully blocked me. Like, even they couldn't get hold of them. Their management contacted me to say, like, you don't need to contact him anymore. He's never coming on your show again. And it was like, really? Like, because of that? But all these other times when I've been proper riding for you, and it wasn't like, let me come back on, let's talk. Like, it's weird, man.
People can be extreme sometimes, man. And that's why I just use that example of, essentially, I'm in my house, so I'm not necessarily peeking outside to see like what the outrage that everyone might have, or even the love that everyone might have, which is nice. Mm-hmm. But I have to just have the confidence in what I'm saying and the message that I'm doing, and just the conversation I'm having with my brethren. And if someone knocks on my door politely and wants to just have a, I might say, you know what, come in and let's, you know what I mean? But if you're gonna, nah, man, I'm done with it, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
But I love it, man. I love the game. I love I love elements of it anyway. I'm enjoying it. I'm just saying things how I see it. There's nothing personal with anyone. I don't have a personal issue with anyone. I would never use my platform to disrespect anyone that I have a personal issue with or anything like that. So again, man, like, it just is what it is.
Yeah,
essentially.
Are you enjoying recording the episodes from home?
Yeah, I'm recording them from my yard.
Are you enjoying that though? Do you like doing it from the home?
Nah, I do prefer doing it properly though. I do prefer doing it in the studio. Yeah. I do prefer that, but you know, we got to work with the times. I want to obviously film more of the checkup episodes and stuff like that, and yeah, man, just trying to grow and expand and just see where it takes me. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, ultimately, yeah. As much as I have all of these conversations, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm a fan, bro. I just love collecting music, talking about culture, talking about society, just talking about a bunch of other bits and pieces. I really enjoy it, and I like talking to interesting people about it. I like talking to artists about those type of things, and I like to talk to, you know, anyone that is just like sort of interesting. I like to just to chat with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, what the one time that I think if people could understand that, like, sometimes some things are just not that deep. Sometimes some things don't need that fight. Yeah. Oh man, we could get on in harmony even better. Trust me.
Yeah. No, I hear that, bro. We should probably lock it off because we've gone. Oh, we're only an hour and 10 minutes past the allocated time that I set myself out for this. But you know what? I knew it every time. I swear, every time we talk on the phone, innit, or FaceTime or whatever, it's always just like super extended conversations. But it's always good, man. It's always love.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so, bro.
Anyway, yeah, let's. I'll probably chat to you next week or something. Anyway.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
Oh, thanks for coming on, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Anytime, bro. Keep doing you, man. Just keep doing you. Stay with it, man. Just stay with it. Provide something, bro. Trust me.
I'm trying, Chucks. I'm trying.
Provide something, man.
Big up, brother.
Bless up, brother.